Okay, so I figured out that the key to a successful long-term relationship is an initial hormone excitation plus a touch-based bond. Yeah. I've been thinking about touch-based bonding. Touch has really been sexualized by society, and it occurred to me that that upsets me, because I'm one of those people who doesn't really like to be touched psychologically. So I've fallen for it. Like, I get uncomfortable when friends hug me or when people, pat my back or touch my arm. My instinct has become to shy away, to flinch. But that's a terrible reaction if you think about it. Animals, I mean, we're social creatures. But because of the way touch has been sexualized by society, I've put up a shell against it. I've been conditioned to deny all forms of touch except that which may lead to procreation. And so I lose, I lose out. Like, how much happier could I be if I just let more people touch me? That sounds dirty, but you know what I mean. And it's kind of a metaphor too. Like, how much happier could I be if I just let people get to the real me in my brain? Which is, I don't know, maybe I'm not even there. Like, maybe I can't even get there. But fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'll just, edit this part with the Jeopardy theme. Oh, I remember. I was thinking about massages. And I mean, if we assume that this a large portion of society is the way that I am, and I thought, well, maybe that's the science of massage, Maybe it has nothing to do with, maybe it has less to do with the physical coercion of muscles to relax, as it does with the fact that somebody just needs somebody else to touch them. I mean, boiled down, we need to be petted. So maybe a massage is just, you pay someone to pet you, and it's not so much a physical relaxation as a psychological relaxation. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it triggers the chemicals in your brain that relax those muscles. And not the other way around, You don't relax the muscles to relax the brain. You relax the brain to relax the muscles. Anyway, that felt like a really important epiphany at the time. Which is funny. And I don't know, I thought it might be something I'd want to remember in the morning. Well, I say morning, I say morning, and it is 11:47 a.m., so it is almost p.m. Who needs a concept of time anyways? Yes, I am. I had that revelation because my cat was following me around, meowing, meow, wanting me to pet her and cuddle with her and stuff. As soon as I got into bed, she jumped up on my chest and laid down, and she put her paw in my hand, and I just petted her for a long time, and she purred. And I was like, that's how you make friends with a cat, you know what I mean? You have to submit yourself for them to sniff you and touch you, and you have to touch them. But, and I mean, you have to, because they don't understand your language, and you don't understand theirs. But we've made so much of it, like, as people, we've made so much of it to be, like, so much of the bonding process, we've put so much emphasis on words, language, and what people are saying, and so much less of it on body language and touch bonding. Like, we've made touch creepy in so many relationship situations. Like, we've made it inappropriate, you know? Like, obviously it's not okay for, like, you know, an old man to touch a little boy, like, sexually. But why is it not okay for, like, an old man to, like, give a young boy that he knows a hug? You know? Like, I used to be friends. I used to have a paper route when I was 12, 13, 14. And one of my customers was an old woman. And I used to just stop in at her house and just talk for hours at a time. And she would listen and she would talk, and we knew so much about each other's lives. And she was, you know, in her 80s. She had a husband, but her husband he slept a lot of the day. He wasn't in good health. And, you know what I mean? There was nothing wrong with that relationship. We were legitimately friends. Like, we never, like, went out and had, like, dinner together or anything. But when I would stop, like, 5 days a week, I would stop in at her house and bring her paper. I left her for last, eventually, because I knew I was going to stay there forever. I didn't want to hold up the other customers. So I would do the rest of my route, and I would bring her paper, and she would invite me in, and I would have cookies and, you know, juice, and she would just ask me about my day, and how was school, and how are my friends, and she would talk about her dog and her grandkids, and there wasn't anything gross about that. Like, she was just a lonely old lady that needed someone to talk to, and I was just a lonely kid that didn't fit in school really well. So we fulfilled a need in each other, you know what I mean? And that was just talking. Like, it wasn't like some gross, like, old lady lesbian action. But I don't know, like, it never did work out that way. But I don't know, like, if she had given me a hug when I went to leave every day, like, what's wrong with that? Nothing. I mean, in theory, well, not in theory, but that should actually be, like, a beautiful thing. People bonding and touching. You know, like I said, as long as it's not, like, inappropriate, obviously, given that, you know, our current legal definitions of consent and all of that, which I'm not going to get into. But we're so suspicious to believe that any amount of touching is a sexual thing. Like, you know, you can't give your friend a shoulder massage, you know? In theory, that would be an awesome thing to do for a friend, and an animal would do that without hesitation. Like, a monkey would just be hanging out with his other monkey homies, and, like, it wouldn't be like, they wouldn't feel, like, gay, or, like, they were, like, doing something sexual or whatever. They wouldn't give a shit about any of that. They'd just be like, yo, my back hurts, give me a massage, bro. And it would be like nothing. So I don't understand why we seem to have this hang up about touch when it's just, you know, in the animal kingdom, it's everywhere. That's how you bond with another animal, because they can't express their fucking feelings with words. And people put too much emphasis on that too. Like, you know, I need to hear you say it. I need to hear you say you love me. Like, let's say the words. You don't know. It's like you don't know until he says it or she says it. Really? Like, actions speak so much louder than words. Jasmine's meowing again. She's so cute. I'm gonna see if I can show her on camera. Look, it's Jasmine. You probably can't see her. Oh, hello, Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. You're the prettiest. But see, earlier I said, oh yeah, I'll show you that when I pat Jasmine's bum, this is what she does. She licks. And she'll do it as long as you pat her. I don't know what I was saying now. Oh. I was saying that I was telling Jasmine earlier. Yes, I talk to my cat a lot. I think she likes it. She talks to me too. I was telling Jasmine earlier that she was, I was petting her and she's very soft. And I was like, ooh, pretty kitty fur, so soft. And I don't know. I love my cat, and sometimes I feel like I'm made to feel like that's pretty gay, but I legitimately love my cat. Like, she's my friend. And I was wondering how that's possible. I'm like, how is it that we're two different species? We can't even speak a word to each other. But how is it that we, like, love each other and we know it and we're friends? And then I realized it was because we touch, right? Like, I just scratch Jasmine's kitty ears and she's happy. I make her happy. And she comes and cuddles with me and it makes me happy. And, like, that's literally the only bond that we have, Like, Jasmine doesn't love me for my thoughts. Jasmine doesn't love me for my body. Like, she loves me because I touch her and feed her and take care of her. And I love her because she makes me happy. And she's a good friend. She's very intuitive. And I don't know. She's a nice cat. She's a good friend. But I don't know. A lot of people would say, like, that's, like, gay and inappropriate, and that's crossing the line. It's going too far. Like, not in a sexual sense, but it'd be, like, in a psychologically sane sense. People be like, oh, you're fucking crazy cat lady. I'm like, but what's actually wrong with that? What's wrong with having a deep bond with a fucking animal? Nothing. Like, it doesn't affect you, so leave me alone. Like, I don't feel like I should be ashamed of that. I feel like you should be ashamed of yourselves because you're missing something in your lives and you're just trying to make up for it by criticizing everyone else's happiness. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there, I've done that. But, I mean, really, who loses? Who wins in that situation? Who loses? Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I need to continue on that thought. Jasmine wants to cuddle, so I'm going to cuddle with her for a bit. I love her, and that's okay. And she loves me. Love feels good. Love is good. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how it is... Actually, Ben was telling me a few days ago that, like, you can actually, like, consciously fuck with your love levels, I guess, right? I mean, once the initial chemical reaction has happened, maybe you can't eliminate it altogether, the damage, so to speak, but you can excite your own hormone levels to feel more in love than you actually are. This was Ben's theory, that, if you hang back from somebody and you never touch them, don't kiss them, it might take you 3 to 4 months to fall in love. But if you are all up on them and touching them and stuff, then you're gonna feel like you love them within a week, because you're speeding along the chemical process with all, endorphins and shit like that. And that leaves like a brand, like a chemical brand in your brain, a psychological brand that equates that person with those feelings. And that can be the reason that it can be difficult to leave somebody when you know that you have to. Because even if you logically look at the person that they are now, you were kind of branded with the conditioning that those feelings were caused by that person, and you like those feelings, and therefore you feel like that person is necessary to stimulate those feelings. Alright, I gotta do some shit else. Jasmine. It's Jasmine. She's not a very good actress, but she's very pretty. She's more of a model, really. She doesn't have much to say. But she's a sweet girl. But it made me think. It made me think that, I mean, I asked the camera earlier, why is Jasmine my friend? And I realized it's because I touch her and feed her. And then I kind of thought about the other side of that coin, I guess. It's like, because that's an entirely selfish thing. So you can equate Jasmine's desire with wanting me to be happy for her desire to be happy herself. Because if I'm happy, if I like her, then I'm going to give her those things that she wants, right? So it's like, in that way, you can think friendship is entirely self-serving. You know, you have a friend that, I don't know, say, just recently went through a breakup or something, and you'd be like, I want my friend to be happy so that I can not listen to her bitch and moan. So it's like, you want your friend to be happy so that you can be happy. Everybody happy, you know, that's the thing. Maybe the only reason that you ever care that someone is sad is because it makes you sad. And it doesn't actually make you sad that they're sad. If that makes sense. Like, you're not empathetic with them. You're not sad because they're sad. You're sad because it's, like, pissing you off. It's an inconvenience to you. You see what I mean? So it's like, eliminate the problem. Dig the thorn out of your foot. I don't know, though. I guess, so yeah. I guess I feel a little less good about that last thing that I said, because I realized how self-serving everything is. But I don't even feel like I need to say that's okay so much as I just need to say that's life. That's what we are. Animals. Programmed to look after ourselves. To look out for ourselves. And I can't... It doesn't even matter if that's... We can debate all until the end of time whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it doesn't matter. It's both and it's neither. It's just a thing. It's just the only truth. That's, you know, it's just how it is. It's inevitable. It's unavoidable. And that was redundant. But, you know, I don't mean the only truth. But it's, you know, the basic, you know, human experience summarized, or life experience summarized, because it's our species. We're put on this earth to fight for every second. Well, I shouldn't say put on this earth, but the reason that we're... our life's purpose is to fight for every second of it, and anything else is what you make it. Our strict biological purpose is to keep ourselves alive for as long as possible, through whatever means necessary. All the other stuff we learn. That one piece. This is the foundation to it all. Fight for survival.